Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CCA March Madness. So, I am DRF, and I am joined today with
Bash. Hey, everyone. Hope everyone's got their brackets ready. This is going to be one heck of a tournament. First round is UCSD versus Raje with a J. So, DRF, you excited to cheer for the home team?
Absolutely. I know both of these teams very well. So UCSD Esports, definitely, that's a team that I am directly affiliated with. Definitely played a bit of as a sub role with them and also kind of a coaching role as well. And Raje is actually composed of basically all of our close friends at Train Splatoon. So they kind of put together their own team. I'm pretty sure that most of them are alumni all from all sorts of different schools in the Southern California area. So, gonna be very, very exciting to see, these two teams. They know each other very well. Go against each other in this first round.
Indeed. I'm definitely expecting big things from the UCSD squad. You guys have a splat pedigree like my school's basketball pedigree, so you guys can definitely play. And Raje, I'm sure, is going to put on a lot as well. These intercollegiate alliance teams always show some surprises, so yeah, I'm really excited to see. Do you know any of the players on? I mean, you've played with them a lot.
Yeah, no,
what can you tell us about them?
Yeah, I've played with both these teams pretty extensively, actually. So both teams actually getting ready really quick here. Yuko going to take a little bit more time to do so, but understandably so. Yuko is a very versatile player. Pretty much changes his main every month, pretty much from Blah Blobber, L3, NZAP. So we're not exactly sure what we're going to see out of Yuko here today, but definitely I'm expecting the UCSD team to play rather aggressive. Totrobot being infamous for rocking that gray NZAP, and pretty much only the gray NZAP. So you're going to be getting a lot of armor there. And Mofugami, ever since that CDS nerf, has been kind of flirting with other weapons, but today he's going to stick to the CDS to start out. But as of right now, 3 members down on the side of UCSD Esports, not off to a good start. But there is a nice battle back and forth here by the zone.
Yep. The purple team, which I'm guessing is Raje, taking control at the moment, doing a really good job putting on pressure from the spawn. Splat zones on Inkblot is always a good neutral starting point, so it's pretty likely that this might show the direction that the set will go. Of course, UCSD could mount the comeback, but they're going to need a lot of effort in order to do so.
And they do flip the zone there, actually. So they do get a couple of picks there, which is absolutely crucial because it really started to seem like this was starting to snowball out of control. So it's nice to see that they built up some of those specials there and managed to get back control of this zone and are now making a really solid push of their own. A nice trade there between TMO6, TMO6 going by a couple of different names, Golden Ball, and Toxic being a couple of those for people that don't recognize that name right now.
Yeah, it's good to see them flip the zone. I'm wondering exactly how long they'll be able to hang on to it. Can't exactly see what's going on though.
Yeah. Just heads up, Magic. I believe if the screen may have changed on our end. I think it's still fine on Twitch though.
There we go. And yeah, Mofugami, a player that I really enjoy watching. They really know how to use the CDSs, and they're putting on some really good pressure, letting the Inkstorm go to work, pushing back the members of Raje. Very just, but everything helps. Are they going to take back this zone, though? And they do, and they've slapped some penalty points onto UCSD Esports, but it's not impossible for them to mount a comeback. It's actually pretty close. If UCSD can keep up the aggression and mount another good attack, they might be able to slap some more penalty points onto Raje and put on some more points on the board for themselves.
Ooh, and a nice, sneak there from TMO6 to take out that Splatling. It's now a 2v2 situation, and Rage out of the penalty now. So, UCSD Esports, a lot of pressure on them now to make a move here. Nobody really has any specials, following, UCSD Esports did push out that armor there, which seems like it's going to be helpful as they do get one pick. Now, Fizzywits rocking this Hydra, going to try to provide some, inking support here to ink up this zone, and finally they get the cap, slapping on a 52-point penalty onto Rage, plus 2 members down. They're going to be able to get, Polly out of this penalty here and start putting some more points on the scoreboard.
Indeed. Rage only has 11 points left to go, though, so UCSD has to keep that zone in play, has to be consistent with it in order to stage the comeback with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. So far, it looks like they're doing good. They're being sure to keep the zone painted, which helps them win the objective, but also helps them gain some specials. We see TMO6 going for the flank, going to try to get a pick there, succeeds in order to maintain the defensive effort, doing some defensive offense as they are trying to take control of the zone. TMO6 letting that armor go to work with a 2-piece. Is this going to be the 3? Indeed it is, intercepting that jump, and that is the KO. Was that a quad, or was the last one a dime? Either way, brilliant offense from TMO6.
Yes, definitely. TMO6 there, putting the team on his back to ride out this game into a KO. So a very
15 picks.
Very well done job there to UCSD Esports, managing to, stay cool, calm, and collected as, the early game definitely played out very much against them, and they managed to just keep their composure and build up those specials, get the couple of picks they needed, and even when they were at the numbers disadvantage, they didn't panic. And I know very well that between TMO6 and Mofugami, those are your primary shot callers on that team, and they've been working well with each other to try to just make sure that they can get those call-outs out and help direct the team in whatever they're doing. And I think that definitely came into play here.
Certainly. Maybe they saw the start of the match as just like a warm-up, like, okay, yeah, we're just picking up speed. And they were able to show something off by the time the match ended. And they've got the first point of the set on the board. Next map is going to be Tower Control on Schellendorf. A little bit more slower paced, but UCSD has the momentum. They could be very capable of carrying it throughout this map. But of course, we can't count out Rage. Rage has shown moments of greatness, even when they were on the back foot at the end of that first map. So we'll have to see how they're able to rally themselves for this next one.
Yep, definitely. And I do anticipate TMO6 here coming out with a blaster. R&R also being a primary blaster main as well. So we're going to definitely see a duel of blasters here between those two players, as, they're going to be trying to utilize those blasters to put some pressure on anyone riding that tower to try to push them off, especially, that the Schellendorf tower is a relatively tall tower. So that's going to be a huge part of it. So R&R there coming out with, I believe that is a custom blaster, and then TMO6 with the Luna.
Yep, as you said, this is a good map for blasters. Just a lot of little tight corridors, little corners that you could sneak blaster fire into. TMO6 deciding to make a statement right away with a direct hit as their team takes the tower. We got the light blue and the yellow color. You love to see it. But anyways, UCSD taking checkpoint 1. UCSD has just been on it with the engagements, learning how to use those specials really well, using that baller to paint the zone, following it up with a splat bomb, getting a pick like that. Rage just trying to space themselves, trying to mount a good defense, trying to make sure that they can see everyone in every corner. And it looks like they've been able to get enough picks to sort of push UCSD back, but no doubt they'll be coming back shortly.
Yeah, and I mean, very strong first push there. And as I say that, a triple there. 3 members down on the side of Rage. Fizzywit's going to get back on this tower, and they're going to make a beeline right for the second checkpoint, leave to just continue working on, the second checkpoint here. But unfortunately, Fizzywit's gonna bail off the tower, and they're gonna lose it right where they had left off. So unfortunately, not more points gonna get put on the board, but they do regain it actually, as Totorobot gonna be riding this tower now, having some pressure come from two sides here, but they do get through that very crucial second checkpoint. Absolutely huge for this UCSD Esports team.
Yeah, Yuko trying to put on some pressure with the Splatling. Putting on some good suppressive fire. Don't know exactly how many picks they're getting, but it looks like Rage has control of the tower now. So now it's on to UCSD to try to mount the defensive. We saw the Splatling on the side of UCSD laying down mines on the tower and using the Splatling as sentry, which is a very cool offensive strategy. But now they might have to use that Splatling to put on pressure like Yuko was doing when Rage was on the defensive. Although right now nobody is on the tower, so it's sort of a neutral battle right now. Whoever gets the most picks, whoever's able to coordinate specials the best will be the one to take the tower. Right now most of the field is blue, but Rage might be looking to change that soon. Yeah, no, just going left and right. What do you think is going to be the edge when it comes to who gets the tower next?
Yeah, I mean, it's as of right now, it's map control. Both these teams, you know, not really. They're engaging with each other, but no one really getting any picks right now. And as I say that, someone goes down from each side, and TMO6 getting a nice pick there as well. So a lot of it is going to be is still going to be map control here, as we do see UCSD Esports, you know, pick up a little bit of slack there and start to regain a lot of that control that they've had throughout this entire game so far.
DMO with the direct hits, though. Gotta love that aim. But now it looks like Rage is going to be surrounding the tower. Fizzywitz is nowhere to be seen with that sentry, so it looks like Rage is going to tip the tower control back on the side of Rage very briefly up until Fizzywitz makes the comeback, gets on the tower. We see the armor coming on. Very, very promising for UCSD. We got to see if any more specials will come into play, though. But you got to look out. Yep, we can see a trade, and Yuko, of course, putting their own Splatling to work. Not quite getting on the tower yet for whatever reason. I mean, it's nice that they're able to be so productive on the defensive end whenever the tower gets closer, but they're going to need to hop on that tower and put some points on the board eventually, because you can't win a game with only defense.
That is true. I mean, a lot of times, you know, how the saying goes, defense wins championships, but at the same time, the defense isn't what defines a championship. It's the ability to take that defense and turn it into offense when absolutely needed and put those points up on the board. And then eventually, I mean, the defense is great, but it's the points that are the ultimate decider here. So they need to turn this solid defense that they've had going into a good push here in the last 30 seconds, but we really haven't seen that quite yet.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, UCSD has been doing to Rage once they hit neutral what Rage has been doing once UCSD has gotten close to the third checkpoint. So, I mean, 10 seconds left on the clock. Something could still happen, but Rage is probably desperate right now. They need to make something work as UCSD maintains control of the tower. Oh, they get it. Oh, they get it. All right. This is their one shot. Are they gonna capture it or just let it slip? Let's see. Let's see. We see Yuko out here putting the Splatling to work. We see an Inkstorm as well. They've approached checkpoint 1, popping the armor at the absolute appropriate time. All of the members of UCSD are just scattered at this point. Oh, but we see, is that Fizzywitz making the Splatling work? We see the Inkjet come out from R&R, taking out Mofugami. As they approach checkpoint 2, they might actually make this work. No.
Oh, no.
They didn't even take checkpoint 2. That was...
But
yeah, UCSD timed that a certain way. Like, yes, I don't know if that was just making a statement or just trying to get the map over with as soon as possible.
Yeah, you know, I will commend Rage's effort there. They did a very good job in overtime. But you know, I mean, I'll be completely honest with them, and I mean, and I say this as friends of this team as well. That was a very subpar performance in the first 4 minutes and 55 seconds from Rage.
Yeah, it was hard to watch. Hopefully they don't delay their offense this next map, because Rainmaker on Snapper Canal can be crazy. If you're not on it, it could be over. Maybe not Black Belly or Manta quickly, but still pretty quickly.
And the one thing I will say though, and I'm not sure what Rage was going for with that composition, because QB is a Splatling player, and Yuko is the one that typically plays NZAP Blob, but we saw QB on the Blob and Yuko on the Hydra. So I'm very confused by this weapon swap that kind of played out that last match, which I think was really a huge factor in their shortcomings in game 2 here. So I don't know if they're just setting themselves up for this epic reverse sweep that hopefully is going to be coming in here. But it does seem like they are putting a lot more thought into this composition here in game 3.
Yep. You got to stick to your strengths. I mean, it's fine to try things, but when you're going up against a team like UCSD Esports, you can't really try things and expect it to go smoothly or consistently. So, yeah, maybe they are setting themselves up for the reverse 30, but we've just got to see how UCSD performs on this map and mode combo and how Rage responds to that. Looks like we're about to get in. We're about to see what comps they're coming out with. And yeah, we'll try to predict how this will cause the match to go.
All right. So Rage going to be in green, UCSD Esports in purple. UCSD Esports 1 win away from winning this round 1 set. And definitely seeing that Rage has kind of resorted back to their strength. So this is something I am much more pleasantly, I guess, it's weird to say, pleasantly surprised that they went with their strengths here. So this will definitely I think be a lot closer.
They got 2 buckets. Of course, TMO6 putting that close range shooter to work, as they get enough for the inkjet, but they get taken out by the suction bomb. Hate to see it, as the bucket user on the side of Rage prepares the missiles. Got to make sure they don't get taken out either. And yeah, no, Rage has control of the Rainmaker first, putting the first points on the board, but they're sort of hanging back. They're not making any rash moves, which is smart, because if you do something that gets your team wiped in Rainmaker, that's going to be a problem. They make a big push, 45 points left, and Pixie continuing to put that slosh to work, making a tactical retreat just to make sure that they stay safe, so that next time the team decides to push, they can put down some more suppressive fire.
Yeah, and we do see a number of people down on the side of UCSD Esports now, and Rage going to try to, sneak in a couple more points there, but that effort's going to fall a little bit flat. And UCSD Esports doing everything they can right now to try to pop this, but we just see so much inking onto that shield from Rage. But now they're going to go ahead and try to carry this. They're going to push it from right where it was. And they are going to get some big points on the board here. Totoro taking advantage. I think Rage might have overextended a little bit there. And they are very, very much relieved that they did not lose the lead there.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Can't overextend, especially not on Rainmaker. Yeah, no, they shut down that push just in time. It was like, I honestly didn't think UCSD was going to run with it. I thought they were going to let it reset for a little bit and then try to make a push closer to the center with everyone not necessarily scattered, but like sort of spaced out in a good way. Now it looks like that might be what Rage is trying to do. Pixie again extending onto the spawn, going to try to put on some pressure just so the push of their teammates goes a lot smoother. But ooh, from that death angle, Fizzywits just rains fire down with that Splatling. And now the bubble has to be popped again, and Rage and UCSD is fighting for control. They take it. They get the armor. They're going to run with the Rainmaker. Let's see if Rage is able to shut it down quicker this time.
Yeah, and the good thing is the Rage did manage to get some more points on the board, so they do have a little bit more leeway here. However, we do see one person down on the side of Rage, and Pixie barely escaping that one, but make it 2 people down, and they are going to stop it just in time, and that's 3 down on the side of UCSD Esports. Rage, once again, breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief there. And, you know, this really is a sort of tug-of-war match here as these 2 teams go back and forth.
Oh, yeah. These teams are just going at it. And Rage has picked up the Rainmaker once again. R&R gets a good pick there. They're going to have to just make sure that they can make it work on the offensive end this time if they want to put more points on the board, because UCSD has done a really good job just keeping the aim on and winning the engagements when they need to. Rage has sort of been, I mean, they've had their moments, but if they want to plant, if they want to end the match early, they're going to have to make sure that they get a wipe or they get something to happen, like what UCSD Esports was able to make happen during their first push. They took advantage of Rage overextending, and they only just lost the lead.
Yeah, and we're now approaching the last 30 seconds here. UCSD Esports going to be kind of playing a little bit aggressive here, moving up very strong here as the Rainmaker trails behind. But now they're going to kind of start to surround this Rainmaker a little bit more and protect it. As they do get a nice pick there, Booyah Bomb going to come out and miss everything. Fizzywits still controlling this Rainmaker here. They're going to make a push right here, right now. It's going to come down to this last push now as there is little time left. 2 people down on the side of UCSD Esports, and that is going to do it as Rage survives Game 3 and pushes this set to a Game 4.
That was really good. Yeah, no, that first push from Rage put them in a fabulous position, and then they were just able to shut down every push that UCSD Esports made just in time. There were moments when UCSD got a little closer, but yeah, no, thankfully Rage was sort of on it with regards to that. For both teams, if I had tips, Rage just needs to get more of their shots on target, and UCSD just needs to make sure they take advantage of advantageous moments like wipes a little more, and just improve their ability to choose moments on offense just in general.
Yeah, and you know, and this I think another thing that makes this first round kind of interesting is that this really is going to be a warm-up game for both of these teams. I know that both these teams are all West Coast based, not exactly early birds. I mean, I know it's 11 o'clock on the West Coast, but that is still very early for a bunch of college students. So I think part of this set is them going to be kind of, you know, de-rusting and getting in the momentum of a tournament.
Clams on Mako Mart, though. This is always a fun one.
Oh,
these college students, they're not going to be eating top ramen while they're watching their college ball games. We're shopping for some seafood tonight. But yeah, no, very good both close range and long range areas on this map. Lots of high ground, but also a lot of corridors. So both of these squads have setups that will work for this map. It really just comes down to strategy and how well each team can improve on their performances from the last couple maps.
Yeah, no, that's very well put. I always like to say that Mako Mart is one of those maps where really anything goes. Anything works in terms of individual weapon selections. Obviously, you should still consider how you structure the comp as a whole unit. But in terms of individual weapon selection, I think anything works very well on Mako Mart. So I really anticipate a lot of these weapons sticking with a lot of these players sticking with weapons that they are very comfortable with.
All right, let's see what these teams decide to pull out.
So QB and Fizzywit's going to be continuing their backline efforts here. Mofugami going to stick with the CDS. I know Mofugami's been playing a lot more without a weapon, so surprised to see 4 CDSs in a row from him. And the Luna Blaster also going to be making an appearance, which I find a little bit surprising here for TMO6.
Yeah, slowly by slowly, each of these teams are starting to gather clams. They're doing pretty good with it, and yeah, it looks like, I guess Mofugami's just been pretty confident bringing back the CDSs. It's been working reasonably well for him this set. So I think it was Totoro sacrificing themselves to put the first points on the board for UCSD Esports. We'll see if any of the other team members can throw in any other clams. Nah, Raje is going to push them back pretty well, and that's going to be 10 penalty points on the board, meaning that they can still get points with the next power clam, but it'll only be half of what they're usually worth. Anyways, yeah, no, it looks like UCSD is doing a good job of painting center. They just have to avoid the specials, which Raje has been coming out with pretty strongly. And Raje probably will want to clear some of the area as well. They want to wait before they pick up their pity clam, because right now UCSD is not going to make it easy for them to push any forward.
Absolutely, they're going to need to get a couple of picks and possibly even try to get somebody to start working on a flank here. Definitely you could expect to see a possible flank coming out of either, I think most likely Pixie in this case, but even possibly Yuko as well, and they're going to need that before they can get a push in. But as they are 3 down, we are going to see instead another push by UCSD Esports. However, I don't know if they have the clams to follow up with this right now. They're not in a good position to throw more clams in, and we are going to get another power clam push as they miss the extra power clam by a split second.
Yeah, that would have saved their push and given them more opportunities. But no, I can respect what UCSD is doing. They're just slowly chipping away. They're taking their time. They understand that, like, as soon as they take the advantage, as long as they're playing good defense and as long as they're reliably and consistently putting points on the board, they should be in a good position overall for the match. They're getting a lot of good picks as well. Mofugami just getting the pick as well, charging up the Ink Storm, waiting for the right moment to unleash it. Oh my goodness, that 2-piece. And yeah, just have to wait for. Looks like they're popping the Ink Storm right away. He's put it close to the spawn, not only pushing back the members of UCSD Esports, but also potentially assisting the push of his teammates as they continue to throw clams in, and TMO6 is extending to meet the members of Raje and just intercept them at every possible angle, using the baller as well. And yeah, no, that's a lot of points for UCSD Esports. They're already down to 18 from 60. Oh,
it's win it right here.
Going. Oh, that's it. Clean up on aisle 5. We're closing the store. UCSD has just bought the entire inventory.
100% off.
They must be having one heck of a tailgate. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, honestly, big sales going on at Mako Mart right now as UCSD Esports puts all the clams in the basket, securing a clean 100-0 victory here in Game 4, and that secures them the set as well.
Yeah, very well done to them. Of course, I'm expecting to see Raje put on some more stuff, as they did pretty good this set, all things considered. They definitely have a lot of potential as a squad. I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a reasonably deep run. But yeah, UCSD takes it this time. And they'll definitely be having a solid run themselves. I reckon they'll be staying in winners for a long time.
Yeah, hopefully UCSD Esports can stay in the win column as they head into round 2. But that will remain to be seen. So I guess what we'll do is we're going to take a very short break to prepare for round 2. So stick with us. It is going to be a good one.
Keep it here. Welcome back to CCA's very own March Madness, where we've got another marquee matchup for you here in round 2. We've got SICC versus Bubble Guppies. DRF, go ahead and tell us what SICC stands for.
Oh, yes. You know, SICC is an amazing team here. A lot of familiar faces. SICC being short for Starbit is coolest cool. And I believe that is the most accurate statement that can be made here today.
Yeah. Shout out to Star. Shout out to our whole squad. We got a good first map as well. Clam Blitz on Piranha Pit, one of my favorite map mode combos to cast.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a fun one. And Star's Bits squad already all set up here, ready to go. And you know, we're gonna be diving into this one very soon. But Clamblitz Piranha Pit. You know, I mean, Piranha Pit just being a very versatile map. Every mode drastically changes the landscape. So what is going to be the key here for just pretty much, I guess, either of these teams, you know, not really knowing what we're going to expect quite yet from either one of them. What are some things to keep an eye out for here?
I'd say just maintain map control and keep up the pressure. Because, yeah, long as you have control of the clams and long as you're giving it to the other squad, you'll be able to break through at some point and then just start putting points on the board. It's all about just choosing the right moment to push forward. Gotta want to track all of the enemy team, make sure you know where everyone is, and figure out where the breaking point is so you can just burst through it. Right now, Star's been picking up clams, putting on some good pressure to left and right, making sure that her squad's side of the map is painted, but SICC has to push forward a little more because most of the map is orange, and Bubble Guppies might be ready to score once they're able to pass some clams.
Oh, but 2 people do go down inside of Bubble Guppies. Make that 3, actually. So this is going to be a good opportunity now as Sam slips through the right side of that block there and slams the power clam
bomb too.
Yeah,
Talk about choosing a moment.
And, you know, the rush is on here as they are just getting pick after pick. And now comes the struggle of making sure that the clam economy can keep up with your push. As they do get a few more clams, and unfortunately, it seems like they're going to finally start to get shut down here, getting collapsed on. But a huge first push. It's not quite over yet. They're going to try to, you know, get the knockout here, but unfortunately, going to be just shy with 14 points remaining.
Still, what a push. And they've got another power clam in play, so they can at least reduce the penalty points whenever they're ready. Yeah, Star just might want to drop that Booyah Bomb sometime soon. She decides to do it now, targeting right for the goal and the pity clam while getting a pick with that Splatling. A 2-piece, actually. SICC is eating well tonight. And just protecting the super jump, we got 2 power clams in play, a couple other clams scattered around. And yeah, no, they're going to throw the first one in there. Super jumping to throw the second one in there. And now they're out of the penalty. Gonna try to... Do they have any other clams to throw? None. Well, there are 3 clam carriers over, but they're very far away. So all they've really done is just reduce their penalty by about half, which is still pretty good. Puts them in a better position.
Yeah, I mean, they scored exactly what they needed to get out of the penalty, but nothing more. But now they're going to get another opportunity here as they do surpass that penalty almost immediately. And they do have the clams to get it all the way down to 3 points remaining. And there we go. There it is, the touchdown and the game clincher.
Somebody call Tom Brady. Yeah, nah. We found a better team for them than the Buccaneers. I'm going to say that. Because just, oh my goodness. That was just unrelenting. And we see everyone getting huge picks. Star and Robin with a 10-piece each. And then we've got the top score with 15 as well. Yeah, no, they put their shots on target. They knew exactly where to position themselves to put the power clams in. And they just executed. And they executed brilliantly. That's going to give them a lot of momentum coming into the next map, which is Splat Zones on Anchovy Games, which is very much about positioning yourself appropriately. So we'll see if SICC can maintain that momentum, and we'll see if Bubble Guppies can change up their strategy a little bit as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it is worth noting that Bubble Guppies, almost their entire team actually comes from our friends at San Diego State University. So really nice to see them, put out a team. I believe that there is a minor exception to the roster in terms of all being from the same university. But otherwise, really nice to see a university largely represented on a single roster again.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, a lot of my pals at SICC, I gotta cheer for because they're LA area. I think Robin actually does represent UCLA like myself. So maybe after this tournament he'll be watching the game too. But until then, he's got to put it on himself for this school, for the city. Got to put on a lot of pressure this next map.
Yeah, and I mean San Diego State gonna be trying to avoid the fate that San Diego State realized last night, going down to 11 seed Syracuse in the actual March Madness tournament. So that was a pretty decent upset there. Syracuse Orange taking down the San Diego State Aztecs. So the Bubble Guppies going to be trying to hold their own here and avoid a similar fate.
All right, let's see what they come out with. Pretty varied lineups on each side. Gonna try to cover all ranges, which is pretty appropriate for Anchovy Games. We see the Booyah coming out on SICC. They're pumped up. They're motivated. They're ready to put on some,
dare I say it,
sick plays. But right now, yeah, no, they've taken control of the zone. They're keeping Bubble Guppies put at spawn, but eventually they're gonna want to advance up unless SICC is able to push forward. But the armor is gonna give them some trouble as Lauren prepares to paint the zone. Maybe try to put something. Yep, they've captured it for Bubble Guppies, slapping on 21 penalty points onto SICC, but they just recapture the zone just like that.
Yeah, and SICC doing a great job here of just working together. On that last play there to recap the zone, you saw a lot of 2v1 plays and a bomb. Gonna take a 2-for-1 special here. Excellent job there. And now we see Sam moving up into the base of the Bubble Guppies, and the Bubble Guppies are in big trouble.
Sam is just, oh my goodness. Sam is just taking everyone out, leaving nothing behind. That was probably a split 4, just leaving the Booyah after they get taken out. Robin trying to push forward as well, doing a really good job keeping them at bay. Yeah, no, that's brilliant stuff, and that's going to lead to the knockout. Star going to try to put on a couple extra picks on the board, but not really necessary. These continue to be one-sided. I want to see Bubble Guppies make a comeback of some sort, because
it's always fun to root for the underdog. Just in a lot of different situations here, and this is no exception. I know I am rooting for the Bubble Guppies to step up, and, get a really strong push in this next game here, and possibly even try to surprise SICC. SICC obviously, Starbit is coolest cool. And like I said, that is a very true statement. Starbit is the coolest cool. And this whole roster is a lot of fun as well. But I really want to see Bubble Guppies do well in this game 3.
Yep. Tower control on Mana Maria, so they're able to slow down a little bit, but Star's Splatling paired with staying on the tower, that might prove to be dangerous. But of course, Bubble Guppies has a lot of different tools they can work with as well. Manta Maria is a map where there's just a bunch of nooks and crannies that you're able to exploit. So we'll see what sort of strategy Bubble Guppies comes out with. What do you think they're going to need to improve heading into this next map?
So definitely just working together, because they ended up in a lot of situations where they were outnumbered, trying to pick 1v2s, 1v3s in some cases, and even in some and even in the 1v1 situations, it's very clear that SICC is more well versed, more comfortable in those situations, and taking those individual fights. So they need to make sure that they are working together here. And looking at the comps here, I love that the pick of the Blob coming out actually. Going to do well in a couple of these tight corridors that the tower has to go through. And and like you mentioned, we're going to be seeing Starbit with that Splatling going to be, taking command of the tower for the most part. The Blobber is going to be very helpful in making sure that they don't expose themselves to that Splatling, being able to, chuck some blobs over some walls and possibly try to catch Star off guard.
Indeed, that Blobber is going to be lethal at so many different angles. If the bucket user can just mount themselves and just find those funny angles at which to lob those bubbles at, they can be very productive. They almost take out the tower, but not quite, as Star continues to put on the pressure with that Splatling. But the Splatling on the side of Bubble Guppies is putting on some work as well. Not quite as much as is needed, as SICC is already on the second checkpoint. Ooh, oh no, but the bubbles, they found a really good place to put the bubbles on, just to stop the push, but they already get back on the tower. SICC is just going to need to shut down the Blobber from deep in spawn if they want to advance, and it looks like they've been on the process of doing that, pushing the entire team of Bubble Guppies back at spawn, as they're already approaching checkpoint 3.
Yeah, and Star going to kind of be, dancing around the center of this tower here to stay alive. Unfortunately, go down.
Wipe.
That's a wipe on Bubble Guppies. Robin cleans up the mess and rides the tower to victory.
Y'all could say Starbit is cleanest clean. I'm sorry. Oh, just that was the most dominant, imposing 30 I have ever seen in my entire career of commentating Splatoon. SICC should just be patting themselves on the back. That was
that was a very strong performance by SICC overall. So much credit to them. I believe that now pushes them to 2-0 in this tournament. So they're going to be in a very good position here to try to get into that top cut.
I don't know if you watch any Pro Ball or not, but remember that one time the Mavericks played the Clippers? And they were leading by like 50 points at halftime?
Yes, that happened. That was back in December. So as a Clippers fan myself, that was a very notable day as a fan, and I agree that I think that analogy could be used here as well. Just major points and just a very strong offensive effort from SICC.
Yeah, hopefully Bubble Guppies can pick themselves back up, though. I think they've got a fun brand of play, and the more they improve, that'll be good for the viewers.
Oh yeah, so definitely, and this really is, I think, the first time that this SDSU squad has played together like this. So there's definitely so much room for improvement as long as they continue to stick with it. Because I mean, everybody, as a team starts somewhere. I know that the UCSD team, we start in a similar position, and look at where we kind of are now. Definitely a lot of improvement from where we first left off. And another team I'll shout out here, Nazareth College, has also kind of started off. They started off with our tournament series as well, and really struggled to get a win or two in, but now they're taking entire sets. So hopefully we can continue to see that type of growth from some of these teams.
Indeed. And we've got more action for you coming, but before that, we're going to take a little break. Keep it tight, though.
Stay tuned. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to round 3 here at CCA March Madness. We have two more fantastic teams here for you today. We are going to be taking a look at Rage versus Octopus Gaming Yogurt. That is the full name of this team, and it is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I thought Rage with a J was cool. But yeah, Octopus Gaming Yogurt, that's a mouthful. Say that 3 times fast. But yeah, good to see Rage come back. Hopefully this will be their redemption set on stream. First map is going to be Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track. Very close quarters style map. So I think whoever's the fastest team will win, pretty much. Long as they can get shots on target. How about you?
Yeah, and we're familiar with this Rage team, like we said earlier. We saw them in round 1, go down 1-3 to UCSD Esports. But this is the first time we're going to be taking a look at Octopus, and I think really, given what we've seen from Rage, we're going to need to see them play really fast, and we did see a little bit of that. But I think it's really going to push. I think a lot of it is going to end up running through QB here. QB's going to be on that anchor, and QB's definitely going to be trying to pop a bunch of those Booyah Bombs. And the Booyah Bombs are pretty effective on this map, whenever you toss them down, given how bumpy this map can be. It will paint a lot of ground. And it can get pretty much an instant pop on the Rainmaker shield as well. So having QB run this offense really fast from the back line and keeping up and just constantly pushing these 3 other players forward, I think is going to be the key for Rage.
Yeah, given how small the map is too, those Booyah Bombs paint a lot. Anyways, yeah, it looks like we got some fast pace on both sides. But of course, it looks like, I believe that's Rage bringing out one Hydra Splatling just to cover the backline, as you said.
But not from the player I thought, because QB, like I said, is the traditional backline for Rage. However, Yuko is the one that's rocking the Hydra, and QB is on the Bloblobber. So they're going to try to mix it up here a little bit. As they do get the first pop on the Rainmaker, and they do push all the way to 66 points remaining before getting shut down there, but the push is still on as they are going to pop the Rainmaker shield yet again.
Jump busting out the Brella as well. Got a few picks with that bomb rush follow up, but yeah, it looks like Octopus Gaming Yogurt might try to do something a little bit more defensive, try to mount a barrier. Especially once they get the Rainmaker, want to take every opportunity possible to protect the Rainmaker carrier. But it looks like they're struggling to even mount an offensive right now as Rage continues to go further and further into the base of Octopus Gaming Yogurt. It looks like they might be ready to get the Rainmaker and try to run with it, but they got to make sure that the area is clear first, and Rage just isn't having it at all.
Yeah, and that is going to be a Rainmaker reset. So, 2 down on each side there. Both teams going to try to rush this Rainmaker now as Rage once again gets the pop. And Yuko's got to be running a lot of run speed here with this Hydra. Just to be able to move very quickly here, dodging that chicken there before it explodes. And now the offense is on again as the Rainmaker is going to be trying to hug this slick wall here. Unfortunately getting shut down by Jub. And Jub is leading the way for this Octopus Gaming team.
Yeah, a lot of good picks from Jub. I'm liking the movement. I'm liking how they're able to get close to the target and just let them have it. And right now, Octopus Gaming Yogurt has the Rainmaker. And, but they got 2 down, though. So it looks like they might hesitate on the offense a little bit. Only 88 points on the board compared to Rage's 26. They're pushing back just to make sure that they're not too hasty. Otherwise, they might put themselves in a really disadvantageous position. And Rage is just letting the various members have it whenever they can, just whittling down but here we go. Ambird just putting the Rainmaker to work, getting some shots off, dodging those missiles. Now they're trying to clear a path. Gonna try to peek out. Ooh, gotta avoid the suction bomb though.
Get a couple. Ooh, they got it close. They got it close, but unfortunately just a little bit shy there. You know, a fantastic job there from Octopus Gaming to get a couple of picks. And that Rainmaker shield is popped, and there are 2 people down on the side of Rage. So they are going to try to get another opportunity here to push. But unfortunately, they only push it 1 point more before getting shut down yet again. And that is going to be the end of the push for Octopus Gaming, it seems, as Rage now pops the Rainmaker and re-inks their entire side to that beautiful green.
Yeah. And oh no, but that's a 3. That's like a near wipe. That's 3 down.
Oh, and that's the lead.
Yeah, no, they might even plant it. They might even plant it. There it is. Yeah, no, I don't know where the other player was. They were just not at the base at all. This is why you have to pay attention in Rainmaker, kids. Because if you don't, that's going to happen. You're just going to get snuck up on, and you will lose the match before you even know you're at a disadvantage.
Wow. And I mean, just look at the numbers here. You know, and that all those splats coming out of Rage, they had full command of this game. But I mean, that's just the way that Rainmaker goes. You slip up once, even just the slightest slip, and it tumbles into just something that's completely out of control, and you're just done.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Rage definitely was in command, had most of the kills, but all it took was just Octopus Gaming Yogurt just exploiting a disadvantage and getting a near wipe to just plant it home. This next map mode, it's a lot harder to do that. We got Clam Blitz on Snapper Canal, but Octopus Gaming Yogurt could still definitely carry that momentum. Rage is definitely going to have to rally themselves and make sure that they don't slip up again. It's not like slipping up isn't as fatal as it is on Rainmaker, but if you fail to put on a good defense, you can easily let the other team take advantage of you, as we've seen several times in Clam Blitz, even within this single tournament.
Yeah. So definitely, I think between these 2 teams, one thing I really want to see Rage do a little bit more is work on some flanks. And I think they do a really good job of playing as a collective unit. But for Clam Blitz, it's going to be a little bit harder to push up as a collective unit, especially on a map like Snapper Canal. They're going to need somebody to peel away from that group and be able to hold their own and surprise the other team from behind. And, you know, that's going to allow for some great jumps with some power clams and get some surprise buckets here. And both teams, I think, are going to need to be able to do that here.
Indeed. Let's see what the comps are that they're going to come out with as this match begins. Who's yellow and who's the other color? It looks like Octopus Gaming Yogurt is yellow and Rage is blue. And Rage has some more range in their lineup. That might help. Snapper Canal has a lot of lines where you could just let them have it with a Splatling.
Yeah, and right out of the gate, we do see Ren getting a nice pick on Jub there. And both teams trying to scurry around the map and pick up some clams, but the early clam economy is going in the favor of Octopus Gaming as they stuff their pockets with 17 clams in the first 30 seconds.
They just have to make sure they're able to hold on to those clams as R&R unleashes the Inkjet on the majority clam carrier. They might be able to get enough to make a power clam now, but one of the other members of Octopus Gaming is backing them up. We see the tent umbrella with the bubbles. That is a beautiful, dangerous strategy of just pushing forward with the shield and just letting them have it with the bubbles. The bubbles can put on so much good pressure, and Octopus Gaming still has the majority of the clams. Actually, no, they're tied. They're tied. And, oh no, yeah, Nothing V just decided to get rid of their clams by jumping back to spawn. Now, Rage has a power clam in play, but they have to be careful about pushing it. They're just inching forward, R&R passing it to I don't know who, maybe just trying to keep it in base, but they're going to have to pick it back up eventually, and as QB picks it back up, QB, is that going to stand for quarterback? We'll just have to wait and see.
Honestly, you know, that's what we want to see here. We do want to see QB play that quarterback role. But you know, neither team really getting an opportunity to score here yet, as we are approaching 2 minutes into this match. And like I said, now would be a prime opportunity for one of these teams to set up a flank. You know, that's what I really want to see, and that's what's going to help these teams get some points here. There's just so many opportunities to do that in Snapper Canal, and I just think it's kind of wild that it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, no, what are the... Oh, wait, no, someone's broken a barrier.
Oh, yeah, that one came out of nowhere. Plus
QB, but someone else threw a power clam, and QB's decided to deliver their power clam, already down to 57. There's still another player on the stage, and no, another backup. Now they're down to 39. And they keep gathering clams, they keep keeping it in play. That Tentabrella is gonna hamper them a little bit, but not so much as the Inkjet decides to back up the members of Rage up until the barrier comes. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, no, that was only 30 points left with 35 penalty. That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's a really excellent first push. I mean, granted, it came 2 minutes into the match, but you know, a very strong patience from each of these teams, and I guess we did see a flank happen there that we might have missed due to the auto cam not expecting that one. So very well done there by Rage, and now we are gonna see Octopus Gaming dunk a power clam in. Do they have the follow-up? They do have 10 clams in their pockets here that they're going to start throwing into this basket. They do get 3 in, make it 4, but the offense is very slow here. And this is going to be a near full shutdown. I'm not sure if they have any more clams to follow up with.
No, it doesn't look like they did. But I do like that initial push being backed up by the Brella shield. They try to make something work with the shield again, but they weren't really able to pick up any clams, and as such the push isn't quite as impressive, but it is a decent follow-up from Octopus Gaming Yogurt. It really comes down to whether or not they're able to follow up. They do have a power clam in play, but it is about to expire, and it does. 1 minute left on the clock. Rage has the clear advantage. Not too much of a difference with regards to penalty points either. If they're able to just maintain the pressure on Octopus Gaming Yogurt, maybe just try to hang back and play some defense while also hoarding as many clams as possible. Maybe even try to get the barrier broken on their side in order to seal the deal. They could definitely take this home. It's really Octopus Gaming that needs to step it up, as it's Rage's game to lose right now.
Yeah, but Octopus Gaming does have a lot of specials on their side, and they did pretty much push all of those specials except for one, and really didn't have the clams to do anything with it. So Rage gets the opportunity now to come in with 2 power clams. Big points on the board for Rage now as they go 3 down. Unfortunately,
the barrier is not going to reopen by the time that Rage just adding salt to the wound, throwing in more clams until that's twice. They put in a power clam and then another power clam super jump. Really, really like that coordination from Rage. They really did a good job strategizing, coordinating, working together, and then just executing their plan.
Yeah, so good on Rage there, managing to, keep it together this time. Because really that first game just was a full-on collapse on their end. So, pick yourself up and get it together, and, they managed to stay consistent here in game 2.
Next map is Zones on Wahoo World. That is a King of the Hill type map mode. That's really going to come down to who can put on better pressure. And I think Rage did a good job of doing that last match. Octopus Gaming Yogurt definitely had its moments, but they'll need to increase consistency if they're going to take another map, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I'm still consistently surprised with the compositions that Rage is pulling out today. I know that they were practicing last night, and I missed out on that practice. So I clearly missed something going on because I'm seeing some very, very different weapons coming out of primarily Yuko, but somewhat QB as well. So they're continuing to surprise me here. But I would love to see them kind of just continue to stick to their strengths here, as I think that they can put together a very dominant performance. But Octopus Gaming showing that they are not going to go down without a fight, and they just need one small opportunity to slip through and put together a big push.
Certainly. As we get close to starting the match, we'll see what they come out with. Try to figure out what sort of strategies they're intending to put in play. Because, I mean, this is a map where you can do really good with rushing, but if you have someone that's really good at the back line, they might... Oh, goodness, an E-leader. And then I think Rage coming out with a double Splatling comp as well as a Bloblobber. That is interesting. This is...
Yeah, double Splatling, double bucket.
And I mean, it seems like it's working because they've gotten the advantage, they've taken control, and they've retaken control, and they're putting on pressure on Octopus Gaming Yogurt. I really want to ask, was the E-leader the right weapon to pull out on this map? You don't, IMO, you don't really need that much range on some place like Wahoo World. And R&R just getting the two-piece showing, yeah, no, we picked the right tools for this.
Yeah, Rage, this is absolutely a comp that I love to see out of Rage. And Octopus Gaming, I do agree that the E-leader I feel like is still a relatively popular pick on Wahoo World. Even though I don't necessarily agree with the choice here, it is pretty popular otherwise. So they're just gonna have to, you know, I think it's something that you could just fall back to. Without, you know, kind of doing a complete reset. I think an E-leader can still hold their own, and you know they've been kind of doing that so far as they continue to struggle over this zone, and a nice trade there between Pixie and Jub.
They do take control several times though, slapping some penalty points onto Rage. Rage took it back momentarily, slapped the penalty points back, but now Octopus Gaming is just gaining score. It's really going to come down to whether or not they're able to reduce the gap and then take control. But Ambert is doing a really good job of keeping the zone painted while their teammates hang back and use their tools to put on some pressure. Maybe now's the right time to put on the E-leader. Maybe Octopus Gaming, they struggled up until they got their feet in the door, and then they were just able to keep it up from there, because now they've taken the lead. And yeah, Ambert is just taking that flank and just, oh, now they just got to take control of the guy who's just, painting the zone. But yeah, no, letting the range of the E-leader and the other weapons go to work. Yeah, no, I think that's it. Maybe Octopus Gaming has a harder time of getting in and taking control of the zone, but once they do, they hang on to it for a long time.
Yeah, very well put there. But now Rage is going to be working on this penalty now in an effort to try to regain the lead. And a nice shutdown there on the splashdown from Octopus Gaming. Rage now going to get tacked on more penalty points. And they are going back and forth for this zone right now. A huge effort from both teams as there is one down on the side of Octopus Gaming now, and let's see if Rage can take advantage of this and get some more picks out of this.
Yeah, Rage is not a team you can easily keep down. I love seeing them. I love seeing Pixie and QB just go to work from long range. Just the bubbles from the Bloblobber giving Octopus Gaming Yogurt a hard time as well. Shutting down the Ink Storm, trying to make sure the E-leader doesn't give him any trouble either, sticking close to cover, which I like, and then just painting from that cover. Oh, but the suction bomb, they were not expecting that. And is that going to be it? Yeah, no, they almost retook the zone, but it was not enough to prevent a KO. And Rage, I believe, Rage is going to take their second map. That was kind of back and forth, though.
That was definitely a very back and forth map. So, I mean, that's it. Each game has kind of really told an entirely different story so far. Where that first game was Rage's game to lose, and then they just collapse, and Octopus Gaming slips by for the knockout. Game 2, Rage kind of comes back with some vengeance there, and commands the game pretty much the entire time, although we did see that bit of a slow start. And now with Game 3, this was just pedal to the metal for both teams. Constant back and forth motion, just pretty much a tug of war for that zone. So 3 entirely different stories I think we've seen so far between these two teams.
Certainly. Now we move on to tower control on Inkblot Art Academy. Given the loadouts we've seen from both teams, I'm not sure who should have the advantage on paper.
Yeah, I'm not really certain either. I think this one could go either way. With Rage, I know that they are actually very fond of this map mode combo. But with on the side of Octopus Gaming, I do think that if they are going to stick with, a charger here, I think that would be, pretty powerful against Rage when they're trying to, make pushes with this tower. But yeah, I don't know. I think this one's going to be a little bit unpredictable.
Same here. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what comps they come out with. Obviously, both teams have been going back and forth so far, each having a strategy that works better on certain map mode combos. So I guess it'll come down to adaptation and then just executing while you're in the moment. So yeah, let's see what tools each squad has to work with. Okay. Octopus Gaming keeping the charger in play, except this time it's a standard charger. I think a fire fin. I'm not too sure though.
Yeah, that does look like a fire fin.
And then Rage just coming out with just a medley of multiple ranges, which I think works. Although, actually, I know it will work for them because they're employing a Splatling as their backliner. And I think that's a little bit better suited for something like tower control. Do they have a Stingray though?
I don't think they do. So that's gonna be a bit tricky for them to work with. However, an auto bomb gonna be surprising one to members of Octopus Gaming there. So Octopus Gaming gonna get through this first checkpoint and is going to put some points on the board. However, it's going to be a little bit slow following that first checkpoint, but they do have the lead, and I think that's going to be very important for Octopus Gaming in this first minute here.
Certainly, yeah. Jub just letting the missile fly and then trying to put some pressure onto the spawn of Rage, but the members of Rage, R&R in particular, is just not having it. But now they're just going to have to try to clear the path so that they can make a better push. R&R trying to advance further, trying to maybe get some direct hits with the blaster, or at least let the blaster work in the corners. As the armor gets popped, R&R is going to try to go on a rampage right now as they climb the top of the spawn and unleash the Inkjet. And they've pushed the members of Octopus Gaming Yogurt back that way. QB now keeping sentry on the tower, approaching the second checkpoint. Now going to step out of the tower. Maybe they wanted to go for a pick, but it doesn't look like. Then we see missiles followed up with a Booyah Bomb. Loving the special coordination. And as they're approaching checkpoint 3, you have to wonder whether or not Octopus Gaming has something planned in order to clap back.
Yeah, and and now we see two members going down on the side of Rage. So Octopus Gaming finally getting a couple of crucial picks there, as it seems like the remaining members of Rage are gonna back up, except for Yuko. Yuko's gonna stick around and try to get pick some fights here. Unfortunately, gonna go down to that charger. So that really is the end of the push for Rage, I think. So they're gonna kind of be resetting a little bit, but 28 points remaining is absolutely huge. But Octopus Gaming now has 3 specials on their side, and a nice pick from the charger. Nothing, absolutely destroying Ren on that one. And with these specials now, they're going to be able to put some points on the board for themselves. But the bomb rush going to push Nothing off the tower temporarily, as they are searching for a couple more picks. But no, going to get shut down by Yuko with the end zap. And that is going to be the end of the push for Octopus Gaming now, as Rage holds them to 61 points remaining.
You gotta love how aggressive Rage has been this set. They've been playing with a lot of heart, and at the same time, you have to appreciate as well how much Octopus Gaming has been keeping up. They have not faltered at all. Nothing, of course, getting good picks with the charger. Each member of the team putting up good numbers and holding their own in a lot of the engagements. In this map in particular, they just got to make sure that they're able to hold back Rage long enough in order to decrease the gap. But Rage is not going to make it easy for them, as they're taking the tower. They're just letting them feel it with the specials. It's just, oh my goodness, that's a 2-piece with the missiles. Yeah, no, Pixie is just letting them have it.
Yep. And now the tower is going to be riding to where Rage had left off, and now points are going back on the board. 3 members down on the side of Octopus Gaming. QB continues to ride the tower. That's a full-on wipe, though. And as they get through the 3rd checkpoint, they are approaching the goal here, and 3 go down again. There is the knockout, and Rage takes round 3, 3-1 against Octopus Gaming Yogurt.
Pixie just let those specials fly, won all of those engagements, and then QB was just staying on the tower, dodging all the bombs, doing their part. R&R though, R&R had a match, that match. Just, was that 17 picks? Did I see that right?
That was a 17 KA out of Ren there. So, absolutely fantastic play from Ren. Just getting picks left and right, and I mean, that I think that's partially expected on this map. A lot of opportunities to like kind of hide above in these kind of little nooks. But with a blaster, you can't really stick around there for too long. If you do, you're in a lot of trouble. And Ren, I know personally loves this map. So it was just a field day for Ren.
Yeah, that was Rage showing, yeah, we still have some gas in the tank. You can't take us lightly. That was their redemption set. And hopefully, as the tournament progresses, they'll have more opportunities to show their stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff to Octopus Gaming Yogurt as well. It was fun to watch them. They've got a pretty cool name. We'll have to see how they do at the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, but that's going to do it here for round 3, and that is also going to do it for Bash and myself. So thank you guys so much for listening to us ramble on about Squid Game here at CCA. But before we wrap up, Bash, where can people find you?
At bash-4 on twitter.com. I'm also on Twitch, although I don't stream as much as I probably should. I'll see if I can't fix that before I have to go back to school myself. But yeah. DRF, where can people find you?
Well, Twitter at DRF_Splatoon, and Twitch Triton DRF. So so now that I've officially graduated as of yesterday,
Congrats.
Thank you so much. Yes, I finished my very last finals, so I am officially done with my time at UCSD. But hopefully now that I am done, I can also continue to put out some more content on Twitch. So looking forward to that.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for having us on as commentators, letting us commentate these sets. We'll be heading out, but definitely keep it tuned. There is a lot of awesome collegiate splat action still on the way.
Oh yeah, definitely. We might have some bracket busters coming soon. So round 4 Swiss and Top Cut coming at you next.
Stay tuned.
am doing fantastic. It is nice and sunny outside, and I'm sitting right in front of here watching all these crazy matches go down. We have seen some pretty amazing upsets outside of stream. We had some very interesting matches go on, and with this upcoming matchup we have here with Nazareth College versus SICC, or Starbit is cool, we are going to have a very tight matchup here, and whoever wins this match will decide who gets into top cut. Very high stakes here, Magic.
Right. Also, I apologize. I was muted earlier. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the CCA March Madness tournament, showing off the best of Collegiate Splatoon right here for you all. We've got Stars Cool versus Nazareth College Esports, and they are off to the races already. Isabel, what can you tell me about these two compositions?
Wow, first of all, that was a major goof up. Sorry about that, everyone. When I take a look at Nazareth College here, they are... Hold on, let me double check the colors here. Oh, hold on. Whoa. We're already... Forget compositions. We're already 3 down here with Nazareth College. They have a very paint-heavy comp with an arrow spray, but already we can see that Starbit is cool has complete and total control of the map.
They already do, and they've got specials popping. They've got control of the key areas that Nazareth College needs to break back in, including this closed space on the far left here. They are able to get some picks, but you can see Robin up in that higher area towards the Nazareth College base, just harassing them, popping armors, throwing down suction bombs, and getting that pick. You see the Stingray come out, but the teammates can't make quite the use of it that they need to. And that's going to be, it looks like another going down on the side of Naz College. No, the Dapples just gets out there. Whoa, the splashdown to go in, trying to get a pick on Ramen. Kak trying to do anything to get this pick, but unable to do so. This is looking like it's going to be a hard orange victory right here, Isabel.
That was a doozy of a matchup here. Nazareth College was very scattered, and they did not have a plan going in to address all this paint control, and with Robin running amok by their car under their plat, and now we see already they wiped again, and Starbit is cool, heading to the last checkpoint, and just like that they knocked them out. What and that was a very dominant performance, and that just comes to show Robin's chaotic, just messing around in their base really just threw them for a loop, and Nazareth College didn't have an answer.
The Reef is a map mode that is very prone to lockouts. I was expecting them to do at least a little bit better with the amount of paint and pressure and special output that you get from that arrow spray with the Booyah Bomb, but they were just unable to fight back, it looks like.
I agree. They were very, like I mentioned earlier, when Robin was just all over their car, under their plat, Robin was creating a lot of this, like, no one was able to just come and pincer Robin and take down the NZAP. They were very scattered. They didn't really have a coordinated plan to approach the tower. And Robin and the rest of Starbit is cool took advantage of the chaos and just swept right in.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. Taking advantage of chaos. That's a really big thing. Some teams are more apt to dealing with chaos than others. It really depends on the team's playstyle. It depends on how they want to accomplish their goals. And it looks like SICC here is going to be thriving on that chaos.
Right, exactly. So now we move on to our next matchup. Manta Maria. Rainmaker, it looks like. This is going to be a very chaotic map. We're going to see, players like Robin or the Grim Blaster taking these nasty flanks and putting a lot of pressure on the Charger. And I will be very curious how Nazareth is going to readjust their approach here and try to come up with some ideas and some ways to coordinate specials and try to move in on this.
They decide to pop an armor early instead of going for that Rainmaker pop and trying to use that that high mast area to walk across, get some picks, but the blaster from below was able to take out 2 members of Nazareth College before going down themselves. This is going to be a pretty large push, and they're able to drop down onto the lower area towards the pedestal. That's going to be a huge lead. Breaking down and dropping there is such a hard benchmark to hit, but Stars Cool is Cool able to do it with relative ease in the first minute. That's going to be a hard lead to overcome for Naz College.
Starbread is Cool took advantage of the situation there. If you hadn't noticed, the junior was left all alone in right court. The charger was all by itself up on the top. 2 went down, and the junior had jumped out, leaving the charger all alone. That was, like you said, a thriving situation of chaos where only your backline is alive, and there's just no way you could defend that all by yourself. So great move by Starbread is Cool here, and it looks like we might see another push from them here.
Indeed, and you know, Naz had an opportunity there to make things work, but a couple of missed shots by the Caper, a couple of just a little bit of poor positioning, and now all of a sudden this Rainmaker is going all the way to the pedestal, trying now to go to the right corner, trying to salvage the Rainmaker's position at least a little bit. Sam trying to pop this thing very quickly. You see the missiles come out as well, but now people are back up on the side of Naz College. The charger is there, but no longer. That Tri-Slosher barely able to stop the Rainmaker as it goes down to 8 points remaining for SICC. They're still coming in. The Heavy's the first one dropping, and Star gets a crazy pick, turning around like 180 degrees. Naz College does dump it off with the junior. Gonna cost them a little bit of special, but they're doing whatever they can.
That was a good move by Nazareth there by the junior. I mean, it is a very heavy weapon, so I'm not too worried about getting that special, that 8 armor back up quickly. They just need to take a moment to reset and get the Rainmaker out before they could just, before Starbread is Cool could knock it out. But I don't think it mattered. It didn't even matter.
It didn't even matter. No. Oh my word. What is going on? The charger. The charger had Ray at the end there too, but decided to start firing some shots from the far right, even after a couple of teammates went down.
I think there was some miscommunication on the end of Nazareth College, unfortunately. Like you mentioned, the charger was already very up ahead in relative to the teammates, and I think another two went down. And once again, Starbread is Cool took advantage of Nazareth College attempting to reset and try to regain some sense of control. But like Starbread is Cool, they are thriving in chaos. They have sent Nazareth College in a tailspin. And now they're already 2 down in this final Swiss round, and now we have Clamblitz Sturgeon. How is Nazareth going to address this?
Momentum is very key in these tournaments, especially when you're on the last round. Things are going like you're already 1 and 2. There's so much weighing down on you. I can't imagine how Naz College is feeling going into this last game, understanding that it's do or die.
For sure. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens here. Down 2-0. Could they come out on top here? We'll have to wait and see. Let's take a look at what they're running here. Maybe they made some changes to their composition. Interesting. We see an ink brush. Makes sense on a map for Clamblitz, where you have a brush running around to collect those clams. Very offensive. Very hold forward type of composition. And we see a pretty standard comp with SICC. Fishy running a Luna Blaster.
Oh,
very Luna. Already 2 down from Nazareth College.
That direct, the armor barely saved them thanks to that ink brush's clutch use of the armor, but it seems like it's not going to be enough. Able to take down the clam, at least stalling those points coming in for a little bit, minimizing that damage. But Star's going to keep tossing in clams as it's just backline versus backline. Star's just dancing, finally able to take down, but that was at least like 5 or 6 clams getting thrown in at the end there because of some missed shots. You hate to see it, but that was great movement by Star.
Gotta give props for Lauren there. You're the last man standing, and you're just trying to make the best out of that situation. And under pressure like that, it's pretty understandable to miss a couple of key shots here and there as clams are coming in, you're the last one standing, and there's a lot on the line here. So props to the Charger for Nazareth College for getting that quick pick and just moving on.
Interesting. I really like the combination of the Ray with the armor and the ink brush coming in to try and just dissuade people, but unfortunately Stingray couldn't find anything there. Fishy now with 7 clams running towards that backliner. The clams coming in, and Fishy's going up here uncontested, but the Charger gets a clutch pick now, stopping that push with the power clam. Sam able to pick it up and return the favor barely, but not after a bunch of people go down inside of Starbit's Cool is Cool. We do see Star up top throwing in a couple more extra clams. We do see a jump in grabbing the pity clam, but the Charger's able to take down that person before getting the power clam in as well. And now we're seeing the power of this Charger shutting down these pushes.
I don't think you saw, but the Charger got another kill there in the middle of that chaotic push. The Charger got 3 very clutch kills in a very tight situation where Lauren was just moving around trying to find just a clean spot to not just die, and managed to pick up some very crucial picks. Great plays by the Charger for Nazareth College. And now we see that they have a lot of control here in mid. Let's see if they can try to come up with something here. Now it's 2-2. A good stop by Star here for SICC, or should I say Starbit is cool. It looks like they're trying to create some sort of momentum push, but the brushes now just ran inside. They completely forgot about the brush, and now the brush is just running amok before he got shut down. Interesting move there.
Kak is able to run in, try and get some more in before the basket closes, but unable to do so. He tried to go up the rotating platform there, but it got stuck, I think, because of some ink. So, unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize on that just a little bit. We are going to see the brush going to be a huge problem, but Lauren, another solid snipe. But now Fishy's just gonna harass her out of position. 2 specials coming in. Lauren's still staying alive, trying to get this pick. Luna trying to finish the kill, unable to do so. How are you still alive, Lauren? But as that was going on, as so much distraction from Fishy, the team Starbit is cool, able to get that lead down to 16, which is gonna be uber hard to overcome, as this is Nazareth's last possible game. We see some specials online. This could be something. Armor coming alive. Let's see if Naz has what it takes. Kak unfortunately going down. The Inkrush is trying to do whatever they can, just completely ignoring the Luna, but is going to get taken down by 2 of the members of SICC. 1 minute left, and they just don't have the clams to make a push that's going to be deep enough for Naz College to take back this lead, I don't think. Oh, and the nail in the coffin.
This is really unfortunate for Nazareth College. They are really struggling with coming together as a unit to push. It's just either the brush or the try running in by themselves with very little support. And then when the backline's able to call them out, or the Luna just causing chaos, they're just 1 or 2 go down and they can't follow up with the push. And just like that, Starbit is cool. Takes another fat W here, Magic, and they just 3-0 Nazareth College, and now the brackets for top cut are going to be interesting.
They are going to be most certainly interesting. Earlier on, there was a very large upset, very large upset about surrounding the match between UCSD and the Frowny Face University, and because of that, these standings are bizarre. Wiggler Ahoy and UCSD are at the top of the standings. They're playing right now. Frowny Face University is going up against, I believe, Raje, which we saw twice on stream, and they're 2-1 right now, and they're fighting for their chance to get back in. And it's looking like we're going to have 3 teams that are 3-1, and then 1 team 4-0, and those are going to be our 4 making top cut. If this set had gone differently, if Naz College had gotten the upset, there would have been a bunch of 2-2 teams that would have had to like get sorted out through tiebreakers, which would have been just bizarre, right? But
that's all because of this one upset. With the whole March Madness bracket thing, in the past, just from yesterday's games in the NCAA tournament, we saw a lot of just these Cinderella teams just causing everyone's brackets to just completely be shut down. And just just negligible. However, within the CCA's own March Madness bracket, just this one upset has caused just so much differentiation in the bracket. It's very odd. I'm just curious how this is going to turn out here. So we'll be coming back to you guys soon with the results of Top Cut as the final few matches begin to wrap up here.
Right, we are going to take a pretty small break while we figure out the bracket and everything for Top Cut, but stay tuned. It is going to be a wild Top Cut. We're going to see some great new teams, including this SICC team, try and make their way to the top of the bracket. Let's see what happens. Stay tuned. I know what it looks like. This looks like Grand Finals, but I can assure you that this is round one of Top Cut of the CCA March Madness tournament, and this is primetime March Madness.
You're right, Magic. These two teams, Sad Face University and Wiggler Ahoy, they have butted heads before in some of the best grand finals matches we had ever seen in CCA history. And now, because of how the bracket worked out, K University just barely made it into the 4th seed, and now they face Wiggler Ahoy first in the first round for Top Cut. So grand finals is not going to be the typical matchup that we've seen before, and this is going to be, I can already see it, this is going to be a bloodbath magic, and I am here for it.
Now I'm just gonna say something now. There's not gonna be any stream sniping this time. This is going to be some hard-fought grudge match Splatoon, and like you said, it's going to be a bloodbath. These teams have been gunning for each other for a long time.
It's like a rivalry at this point for the CCA.
It really is.
I think it's pretty understandable how many times these teams have clashed with each other over the course of the many tournaments that we've had in the past year, and now we're in a pretty different situation where they are facing each other for the chance to make it to grands and for the chance of winning that clean $40. I am so excited for how this is going to turn out because the stakes are really different here, and I think we're going to see some very interesting plays from both sides here.
Shoutouts to UCSD Esports for upsetting K University, because this is fantastic. This is so hype because now we're getting to see this match and then another probably really good grand final set if this one turns out the way that I think it's gonna go. So, with all that being said, let's talk about the map mode. Rainmaker on Snapper Canal.
Oh, yeesh. I already can see exactly what Wiggler Ahoy is going to do. Very hyper-aggressive, in-your-face, chaotic, pushing up in your face, holding forward chaos. I can see some of that with the junior and the dualies over with Wiggler Ahoy, but they're playing a little bit more defensively than I thought with the Crapid in their arsenal. And then you take a look at K University, as we commonly know them as, with a very paint-heavy comp and a very nice, reliable Stingray in a Jet Squelcher.
And here they're off to the races already. You see a lot of green on this left hill for whatever reason. Both juniors are kind of scrapping over here. You see the Kipper as well. Trying to get some picks here, but Nolan going down on the side of K University. Vanessa tried to clean up with that junior. And there was a bloodbath on the other side of the map as well. We see Kat and Vanessa trying to team up here against this Tetras in mid. Alley on the Tetras. Classic. And is going to be able to stall out K University for just long enough to prevent a push from getting started right away. So, a minute gone, and this Rainmaker hasn't even been touched, which is ridiculous. This is a great defensive play on both sides. And now as well, we see the Stingray.
Now we see it. Both teams wielding Stingrays. When one team picks up the Rainmaker, the other is going to use the Stingray to put it to a halt. This is a very long, linear map where Stingray is just so good here. Because like how Kipu just did, he jumped back from a safe distance and just used it to kind of slow things down. And he has a great pick here, knocking out the junior and just retreats from a very safe spot.
But we do see K University making some very, very intelligent movements as a unit towards the Wiggler Ahoy base. As they're already climbing up this block, able to land and get that lead to 35. It's going to be a hard lead to break out of for Wiggler Ahoy on the green side, and especially just getting this Rainmaker out of this really bad position. Because it's so hard to shoot down into this pit, to commit to it fully, and then just run to the team of 3 people. But if you have a Rapid Blaster that can do that and just chunk down 2 people from a safe distance, it makes it a little bit easier.
Right, for sure. And now Wiggler Ahoy is going to have to start taking advantage of this very... It's almost a 3-down situation. Now K University is staggered, and a great kill from Kipu here, and now they can take the Rainmaker and start making their way towards Wiggler Ahoy's street.
You saw the Rapid able to take people away from that ledge on the other side on the snipe area of K University. Unfortunately, going into that baller is going to end up costing one of the team's lives, and now their own, as their team went down around them. K-Rapid was the last one standing in the baller.
Not quite the push that Wiggler Ahoy wanted to get here for sure. I don't know how coordinated how they wanted that to plan out there. Something was there, but they just couldn't follow through. And K University putting up a really good defensive stop here. Now they're trying to retaliate with a push of their own.
Here comes the Stingray one more time. You see the armor come out to protect people for just a little bit longer. But you see the torpedo coming out as well. They're just going to try and take that down. Now all of a sudden this Rainmaker's in a really threatening spot. 30 seconds left to go. And 2 minutes left in this match. You see the armor come alive for the Ahoy. That Tetris is going to get shredded before the splashdown even comes out somehow through all that armor. We see Nolan on the flank here, up in the snipe area as the Rainmaker is 15 seconds pushing towards that lower area of the pit. But we do see some people get taken out. Cat trying to climb this wall, unable to do so to extend that lead. And now, minute 30 left, and this Tetris is going to try and fight in this pit area, try and get a little bit of room, and is able to push back this custom jet sculpture.
That was such a scary push from Sad Face University Magic. That could have gone so much worse with Nolan sitting up on their snipe like that, or putting on a lot of pressure and just about ready to completely pincer them in their spawn. That was a really close call there, and it was a miracle that they were able to escape that.
Oh, it's a miracle that Ali was able to escape that flank. Somehow, the shot's not landing when they needed to, and Ali's alive, and there are specials online for both teams. You already see the Stingray come out preemptively for the side of Smiley University, or for Frowny Face University, excuse me. And now Ink Armor coming out, we see the Stingray come out as well, and this looks like it's going to be a full-on assault. We see Ali and Char trying to make their way up onto this flank area. We do see Ali get up there, is alive, for a little bit, unable to maintain it though. We do see the baller come alive on this ledge, able to displace 2 members on the side of Frowny Face University. That's 2 going down on the side of University. This Rainmaker has a very clear shot, and there's 20 seconds left. They're almost towards the lead, but they're unable to do so. They're going to go for the block instead. They're trying to dodge this Rainmaker, though. I mean, the Stingray. They're rocking across the slick, trying to get this Rainmaker up to the lead at the very last second. They were unable to do so. David with some great plays, but unable to convert. That was crazy.
That was wild. They almost had it, but I think K University just held their ground. The baller was just not enough of a distraction at that point, and while it was a great defensive maneuver and great defensive composition choice, it was just really difficult for them to push in with that, and it yielded a loss for Wiggler Ahoy.
That Booyah Bomb at the end, I thought was very, very unclutch. But it turned out to be the thing that turned around that fight for K University, which I'm impressed by. I'm impressed by the wherewithal and the knowledge to use that to go in and disrupt and take down the players that they needed to, because it looked like it was done. It looked like it was all over. Once that baller got up on the snipe and displaced 2 of them, I thought that they had a clear path. But
I agree.
Ray came out.
The Ray came out, the Junior started painting, and it was all over at that point. They started to swarm in on the Rainmaker. 1 or 2 people went down, and all of a sudden the Rainmaker was all by himself trying to figure out with the last few seconds how to finish this off, and they just couldn't.
Crazy. Just crazy stuff all around.
Oh my god, that was just the first match and it was already so close.
Oh
now
my gosh.
Now we move on to Clam Blitz the Reef. Oh boy. Oh my god. I can already see how much chaos there's going to be. The key point here, Magic, I want to say before anything else, both teams need to really put up a fight on bridge. Having that singular control of bridge will determine when you move in and when you're able to stop a team from potentially starting to regain ground and start getting that push going and start gaining that momentum. Whoever's going to have control of bridge and it leading into their opponent's street is going to have a really good shot of winning this match.
I agree completely. I don't know what I'm expecting to see the Rapid Blaster again. I think that worked really well. I think especially on this map mode, the Rapid's just so oppressive, especially if you can get in those lockout situations.
I agree.
But I'm not sure. It seems like it's very counterintuitive to what we usually see from Wiggler Ahoy. You know, they have the backliner this time. They have a bit more of a defensive playstyle with the Rapid. And I don't know. I just don't think it's synergizing well with Ali's Tetras.
For sure. We're just going to have to see how it plays out here as Wiggler Ahoy is down 1-0, and they need to come up with a way to respond to K University here in Clanwood's the Reef.
And here they will try.
We see a very familiar comp with K University, with Vanessa rocking classic Dynamo here, and the same kind of composition with the Jet and the K-Pro combination, which is very interesting. Stingray is not as reliable here as some other weapons, but it's a good example here of getting rid of people on bridge and getting people scattered.
And indeed they do scatter. You can see them like completely abandoning most places on the map. This is going to be a lot of yellow. You see the Rapid on the left side trying to make their way. You see the Tetras going down on an attempted flank. And this looks like it's K University's ball game. Here comes the football, here comes the booyah, and this is so much paint already. But the Dynamo's out of ink and still gets a kill out of ink? Okay, bubbles come out, and this Dynamo is trying to make their way up, but unable to do so. They needed to go from the top area, it looked like, to try and really make their move, and somehow, Wiggler Ahoy puts up a defense?
That was mighty impressive, and that defensive hold, that credit has to go to Kipu for getting a very nice kill on the Dynamo and pushing back the K-Pro away from Street. That was a very, very smart position to be in for the Heavy, and now K University had to back up and take a step back and figure out what to do next.
And now it's looking like Wiggler Ahoy is trying to collapse on this team, getting segmented in this entire area. Two clans are going to show the positions of these team members as they're trying to move in together. Bubbles unable to protect David from getting picked off very quickly by Nolan. Nolan going down in return. This Crapid so oppressive from that lower level. They're just not able to shoot at them like they would normally. Allie in the base trying to make some moves, unable to do so, getting down to that Tri-Soccer. But here comes the Rapid once again, getting total control of this bridge. And it's, again, we just see this bloodbath. It's just a bloodbath. There are so many things happening in all areas of the map that you need to be so careful. And there are two people down on the side of K University. Allie going in one more time, getting taken down, trying to make some moves. But even Cat getting taken down as well. But there are two down on the side of Wiggler Ahoy now. Somehow, because of the rain, because of the flicking of Vanessa. We do see the armor come out, but the armor and the unfortunate going out of ink is going to cost them their life now as well. And Isabel, nobody has scored.
We're 2.5 or halfway through this whole match, and neither one of these aggressive, hyper-offensive teams have scored a single clam. They've been just this constant back and forth. We might see something here as Allie's by their car now, right by the basket, trying to create some pressure, trying to potentially create a jump, but gets shut down immediately by that Jet. Magic, it's so fascinating that we're down to 2 minutes and neither team has made a move. Finally, I almost thought that clam didn't make it in for a second. Jeez, what a crazy move.
We see the defense is really bolstered by Kipu on this Splatling, and shout-outs to them. Like, I didn't think that this Splatling was going to be able to put on that much of a difference. And now they're the ones scoring the clam, going in with that wall, and now Allie with the jump in. And Kipu's just trying to run this show themselves. Putting on the solid defense, getting these clam in a safe manner, and using these bubbles in such impressive ways to shut down Franny Face University. I was kind of concerned about a backline at the beginning of this game, but now I see the power. I see the power of Kipu.
I was concerned that Wiggler Ahoy was about to get a massive push in with how much control they had over their street, but I'm not sure what happened there. They just got shut down by the Jet and the K-Pro, just clustering up by the basket and just completely protecting it. And now look at this. Yeah. Frowny Free University turns it around and just scores right in front of their faces.
And it looked like everybody was up on the side of Wiggler Ahoy, but I guess they just weren't in the right positions. And they let two people walk in up that ramp and get the score. Crazy. Just absolutely insane that they were putting up such a great defensive hold, but one little rotation out of position and now they're just done for. They have the bubbles, they have a decent position, but here comes the Ray, here comes the aggression. We see the bubbles try to come out to maintain a little bit of life, but bubbles aren't going to protect you from a Stingray. Kim now trying to keep people away, trying to keep this area painted. We see the Arbor come out, and Allie going to try and make something of this 2v1. But wait a minute, there's 3 down on the side of Friday Face University. Wiggler Ahoy has 15 claims and 15 seconds left in this match. They're going to go to overtime, it looks like. Allie now jumping in, but 2 go down on the side of Wiggler.
Crucial
on the other side of the map. Going to throw away the ball to try and salvage the push. Allie has the ball, gonna throw it back as well, but Vanessa was right there on top of him, right in time. And this defensive slugfest is going to go into the favor of Friday Face University.
Wow, those first 2.5 minutes, that was just, from both ends, very sloppy. I don't mean that in a crude and mean way, just both teams were playing very scrappy and sloppy, and just they were trying to like feel each other out, and they weren't really sure what to do. Honestly, they weren't making moves. They were just trying to throw something at the wall until it sticks. Until Frowny Face University found some sort of momentum here, where they took advantage of Wiggler Ahoy's mispositioning and got a couple of good scores in, and Wiggler Ahoy, they weren't able to respond to the Stingray, to the Booyah, to just the pressure from the Tri-Slosher. And now we're in a situation here where Wiggler Ahoy is going to have to come up big here in Splatzone's Piranha Pit.
It's just incredible how this whole thing is turning out. Like, oh, I lost my train of thought completely.
We're going to say how amazing these teams are for playing in our tournaments, and how we are so grateful for them to keep coming to these tournaments again and again, for putting on these amazing matches for us.
Yes, it has something to do with that. Mm-hmm. This is looking like high-level gameplay. In my opinion, this is looking like it's some of the solid, like, high-level Splatoon gameplay. And I know some people might not agree with that. Yes, it looked a little sloppy, but they were doing so well defensively, and they weren't coordinating the pushes their best, but when they did, like, it was beautiful. Like, when K University found just that tiny little crack in the armor, they pushed through it. They punched through it. It's incredible stuff. And I think that these teams do not get enough credit.
I don't think so either. They're just solid teams all around. They always put on a really good show for us as casters, for the CCA community, and for anyone else who stops by and takes a look at the stream or takes a look at the community. I think you can see how much effort that these teams put in, and how just brutal these matches are. Like, this is not an easy thing to do. Like, props to these teams who are always putting on great shows for us. Let's see what they can do here.
Yeah.
We see Kipu with the knot. Ooh. Interesting choice here for Zone's Piranha Pit.
I like it. I think that it's just going to work better with the overall style. I'm not sure if I love the Crapid here, especially on zones. I mean, I guess it's really nice for keeping that Dynamo off of those ledges, and going to get taken down right here as the Junior is already coming alive. So, pretty intelligent picks, I think. Like, it's just going to work well with their overall offensive style. And I think that Kipu is an aggressive player in general.
I absolutely agree. I like this tiny little change to the comp. And I think overall, we've seen in the past couple games where this comp we don't see very often from Wiggler Ahoy. I think they were trying to find that groove and rhythm with it. But I think this map allows them to thrive in this type of environment where it's close quarters. It's very tight. There are really tight corners to maneuver around, and lots of moments where it's just there's going to be firefights left and right. I think Wiggler Ahoy can make something out of this, but as of now, K University just took the lead here, and they have a lot of control. Let's see what Wiggler Ahoy can do to respond to this.
Wiggler Ahoy has an armor, and you like to see that from them. You see the Inkjet come alive from the Nautilus and able to take down one. Unfortunately, getting traded out of the Inkjet, and the cap going to Wiggler Ahoy as the splashdown comes in on the zone, and Allie's dancing around these conveyor belts. This is going to be an interesting fight. There's not a lot of control still, and now they're collapsing on Allie. And I think Wiggler Ahoy is just a little bit desynced right now.
Right, for sure. I went off a bit by the sudden pushes onto the ramps here. Kipu's going to try to make some moves here, respond with this Inkjet here, try to create some momentum and pressure here. Just wasn't able to get a kill here, and Nolan responds with the Booyah Bomb. We're going to see, and the Stingray now, we're going to see a lot of pressure here. And the Stingray takes 2, 3 down. 3 down on Wiggler Ahoy now. And this is not looking good for Wiggler Ahoy at this moment. As
they need to find an answer for these Stingrays. If they're so hard on this map specifically to deal with, since it's so flat, and since the Stingray is just wide and oppressive, they have an armor, but an armor in return from the side of Frown University. You see the Inkjet come alive, you see the splashdown go onto the zone, that's going to be the capture at least, and although they didn't lose anyone, now Frown University is going to fire back with a Stingray and an Ink Storm, and it's looking like they're probably going to try and cap this again. Char takes down the Rapid, but unfortunately gets traded out, and that's going to give 3 down. Frown University doing the smart thing, backing up, not going down to those specials, and coming back in. They're playing so pristine.
And yet that's another staggered wipe here for Wiggler Ahoy. They had a bit of momentum there with the Inkjet and Splashdown combo to take down the zone. But after that, K University was just holding back. That Stingray and Rain combo was so solid because it just applied so much pressure and chip. That basic chip damage just did so much in the long run. And then we're going to see them back on the fence again here.
How?
Oh, no, wait, K University went 2 down.
How did Ali not die to that Booyah Bomb and then the Stingray? And then how was David alive after all that? Like, it looked like they were green, like entirely green. I have no idea how that happened. They do break through the penalty at least a little bit right now. They get the capture back, but now there's 4 up on both sides and Special's coming alive. And David has usually been in this position and has not been able to hold it very strong. Char going down, and here comes Nolan with the armor. That's going to be a clear-cut pick. Now Pincer in the zone, and that's, again, a delayed wipe.
Yeah, these constant wipes, these staggered wipes are really putting on a lot of pressure for Wiggler Ahoy here. And with only just less than a minute left to go, they're going to have to come up with some answers quick here. And we're going to see a lot here. Armor, a splashdown, maybe an Inkjet here, about to pop off. There we go. They're going to have to it doesn't matter. Nolan just shuts them down.
Clutch.
And here we are again. The junior is the last one alive and left floundering all by himself.
Right. I really don't like this positioning. You know, with the junior over here on the right side, like just completely disconnected from the rest of the team by that belt. And now we see Ali going all the way in, unfortunately going down to the Tri-Slosher. They do have the Stingray at the ready on the side of Frown University. This is do or die for Wiggler Ahoy. This is single elimination. This is their last chance. And they need to make this happen right now. The Stingray comes alive, but nobody gets taken down. And K University is pretty far back, but Kipu was unable to get any picks, and this game is going to overtime. But there's going to be cap on the zone, and that's going to be it. And University, Frowny Face University takes down Wiggler Ahoy in the semifinals of CCA March Madness. 3-0.
Wow. What? These were some crazy matches, but Frowny Face University, I think they found a kryptonite in Wiggler Ahoy with just a Stingray and Rain and Booyah combination there. Every time Wiggler Ahoy tried to make a move, tried to make some pushes onto the zone, they got shut down by just a simple Stingray and Booyah combination there. There wasn't much to be done. And the junior was the last one standing. I counted at least three times where the junior was the last one standing and left with nothing to do. Those were some great games though that Wiggler Ahoy put on, and I think it just comes to show with the new addition of their member Kipu. I think they're going to come back next month with a whole new set, and I think they are going to run rampage here. This is not over for Wiggler Ahoy. This might have been an upset for them, but I have full faith that they're going to come back next month and just go on an absolute rampage.
All right, so we're going to take a very small break while we get everybody back into this lobby. Stick around. Top Cut is coming right up.
Welcome back, everyone. Friendly greeting for those who are familiar with the CCA. Welcome back. We are now live at Grand Finals of the CCA March Madness Tournament for the CCA, the Collegiate Cephalopod Association. I am Mizuno, and I am joined here by my fellow Boilermaker, Magic 8-Ball.
I'm just not going to acknowledge what you did there earlier. This is going to be insane. UCSD Esports in the Swiss rounds took K University, or Frown University, or this pickup that we've seen 100 different times under 100 different names. Took the set 3-1. And now they're about to go off in Grand Finals. This could be UCSD Esports' first win in a CCA tournament.
And I am here for it. With the previous matchup in Swiss, I honestly don't know how this is going to go. Both teams are riding on this high, this momentum. They both, UCSD against Starbit is Cool 3-0'd in their semifinals matchup. Now they're both teams are coming in on this high, on this crazy momentum streak they're having. And they are going to battle it out. And Magic, like I was telling you before in our brief break, I have no clue how this is going down.
I don't think anyone does. But we're about to get right into it. Grand Finals in the CCA March Madness. And what a mad bracket it has been. Here come the comps. Let's see what happens.
We see some very familiar comps from Sadface University. They've been running this throughout most of the tournament. And then we see a very paint-heavy comp, honestly, with UCSD here, with CDS, NZAP, and Splash. So I'll be curious how they're going to coordinate specials on the zone.
UCSD with that first capture on the zone. Very paint-heavy composition. I'm really liking this.
Me too.
Specials coming out already as we see the bomb rush flying onto the zone, but now they're going to return the favor. 3 coming down. That might be all 4, and 1 going down the side of UCSD. And it looks like they've got somebody pinned on that left side there. Hello, AutoCam. Thank you for showing us the zone, how green it really is. We do see the CDS going down on the far left side. Vanessa going all the way in, unable to splat this Hydra, but with the help of Cat, as the Hydra does go down. But that was a little bit too aggressive for my liking, and now it's looking like UCSD could take back this zone with just a little bit more pain. You see the Splash coming in. TMO6 on the Toxic, has the Bomb Rush, pops it in a bit of a crazy situation. Now Nolan dives in for the pick, and the zone still isn't capped.
My goodness, what a crazy back and forth. I want to go back to Vanessa's moment there, charging at the Hydra and the Splash like that. That was a fascinating move there. Very questionable, but I did scatter them for a brief second. So, I mean, now they have the zone. They're already punching down to 37, 36, and we're going to have to see UCSD come up with an answer here and try to protect the zone.
Mofugami on the CDS like we usually see, and just going absolutely ham. Unfortunately gets splatted by Vanessa. The capture does come down onto the zone. Looks like it's going to break the penalty at least, but this Splash is going to go down on the zone as the rest of UCSD respawns. Mofugami showed just how powerful that he can be. Kim going down to a straight suction bomb, and now this looks like it could be a really good time for this Hydra to go absolutely off, and does get the pick on Nolan here to try and capture the zone, and they do. Mofugami goes down to the other side, and this could be really, really big, especially with that Charger in a really awkward position, as long as this doesn't go too awry. But Cat is able to pick up so many picks and just completely destroy the momentum of UCSD. Even with that great advantage that they had, if a player gets at least like 2 or 3 picks, it's just no contest. Mofugami on the flank here, trying to get a little bit more, but unable to find everything. But is able to at least stall enough for the UCSD capture.
props to the Tri-Sasha for getting 2 great picks that allowed K University to hold on to the zone and put on a little bit more pressure. But Mofugami making some moves and getting a really good pick on Vanessa and putting them on the spot momentarily. But now UCSD 3 down again, and K University is quickly moving in on this. And we're going to have to see UCSD try to band together and try to push them out of this very uncomfortable lockout situation.
Here comes Kim all the way up on this rotating platform, trying to get picks as UCSD is breaking back out. Here comes the specials. That Hydra's gone down, and so has that NZAP. And Mofugami's the last one alive. He's able to get the pick onto Kim. Gonna have to try and stall this out while waiting for the teammates to respawn. It doesn't look like it's gonna go too great though. Getting absolutely triple teamed right here. The respawns are up, and it doesn't look like there's gonna pan on zone. He neutralizes, unable to capture.
Mofugami trying to stall just long enough, but they weren't able to follow through. K University really put UCSD in a very uncomfortable lockout situation that's very difficult to get out of, especially when you have the Charger just looking down on you, scoping you out from that snipe from Fan. That's really difficult to go back out of, especially with the Hydra.
Yeah, exactly. And you'd think with the Hydra that it would be a little bit easier to, put some work in on that splatter scope, but the ranges are just so that it's not so clear. If the Charger's in a good position and the Hydra isn't utilizing like the fullest extent of that range, it's a bit of a tough matchup still.
For sure. And now we're going to move on to TC Manta Maria. We saw Rainmaker here before, but I think regardless, with Tower or Rainmaker, Manta Maria is a very interesting map where things can just completely blow over if you don't have a very good defensive hold at certain points of the map, especially in particular right in that bunker area, in the street, that dropping down point leading into the spawn near the mast. We're going to have to see some very interesting plays here from both teams in order to come up big and get a very, very nice win here.
It's, yeah. Very well put. I'm still reeling from that last game.
I am too. It's not like K University had total and complete dominant pressure and control here. And several moments in that match, UCSD put on a lot of pressure with that paint, with that special coordination, using armor and suction bombs to regain the zone and move in and put in pressure on the Dynamo and putting pressure on the Charger. So I'm curious if they're going to continue to utilize some similar plays here when it comes to the tower control, and see if they can maybe follow through on some of the other plays that they failed to do so in the previous match.
Let's get to it. This is game 2 between Frown University and UCSD Esports in grand finals. This is for, a pretty hefty sum, wink wonk, of $40.
Yeah, huge money for any college student. I mean, we're all, poor, struggling, largely in-debt college students here. So $40 all means the whole world here, obviously.
I mean, like $10 for each player. That's like
that's a
4
meal.
cups of ramen. You know what I mean?
That's like a solid meal at like Panda Express or Qdoba. Like that's pretty solid. I know some people could use them. I could really use a good meal from Panda Express because I eat that stuff all the time. Anyways, let's focus on the match here.
30 seconds in, and speaking of solid, this Luna Blaster has been solid, picking off enemies from the tower, using that sharking to the fullest extent. Totorobot trying to deal with Nolan on this K-Pro and able to do so, but K University is running the tower right now. Has Vanessa up on this bunker position, now dropping down because nobody's on the tower, but a very strong position for the time being. The K-Pro, the Luna Blaster, able to take down Vanessa, and that's going to be one of the biggest threats on the side of Frown University. And I think that they realized that, and I think that they realized that the Luna was one of the better ways to deal with it on a map with such sharp corners and such areas such as these. But we do see one sharking up on the bunk. That's Cat able to take down the Luna Blaster, and here comes the Ray. Here comes Frown University trying to take back this set for the win, and that's 3 down on the side of UCSD.
Ooh, they've been inching this tower, K University. They've been inching it forward bit by bit, but they just come going 1 or 2 down in these situations. Now Nolan has another chance here to put on that pressure here on the left side of the map, and he's able to do so this time around. And takes down the Hydra and puts a Booyah on the bunker, scatters some people from UCSD, and now the tower's already making its way through the second checkpoint. And now they're moving on towards the third. This is a very dangerous situation for UCSD, and they need to come up with a stop here before that tower just slides on in.
And it's impressive that they are able to break through the second checkpoint this early, especially with what looks like a pretty solid defensive comp from... Was that Drop Roller? Was Vanessa wearing Drop Roller?
Wait, what? Excuse me, what?
That looked like Drop Roller for a second.
Oh, we're gonna have to look at that.
I'm gonna have to look at that, because that was just absolutely bonkers. But now...
SD taking control here of mid, which is a good sign.
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, this Ray is going to have other plans. The Baller? Wait a minute. Able to at least pause this Stingray from causing too much damage, and this Luna Blaster is going to be a nuisance for the K University in this close quarters area. You see the Tri-Slugs are able to take them out for now, but that was a really smart play. Unfortunately, UCSD couldn't get anything going on that tower. It looked like there was a good defensive hold from Frown in mid. And now they're going to return the favor.
They just keep getting these staggered kills here. K University, like you said, does a great job. Even in that brief moment of panic where the Luna is suddenly rushing their bunker and people are scattered across the map, they still were able to focus on the objective, keep the tower in their favor, keep things in neutral, and have control.
Oh, with the Kobe of a bomb, able to take down one of the members of Frown University. Cat barely surviving here and is going to get taken down by Mofugami. It's only Kim left alive on this custom jet sculpture, and Mofugami is gunning for her. Going all the way into the base, almost dying to this dynamo, but is staying alive. And now UCSD is on the push, is on the offensive against K University, and this looks like it could be a push that goes to the lead because of look how far forward this team is. The Luna Blaster able to do so much damage, moving that Ray out of position so that it's not going to take down people on the tower. That's 2 down one more time.
2-4.
UCSD is about to take the lead. Fizzy on this tower, staying alive. It's only Nolan left alive. 2v1. 2v1, they're able to take the lead. 2v1, Nolan isn't getting there in time. Does get the double kill, but it's not in time. Finds the jumps, and now it's going to be K University with one last push all the way through this closed area, which is going to be so nice for the Luna Blaster, and so nice for the Hydra to launch shots out of. This is going to need to be a very, very, very clean push from Frown University if they want this lead.
Oh my, I'm in total shock right now. That was outstanding by UCSD. That pressure from the CBS and the Luna here were just too much. Nolan is going to have to make some clean moves and make a similar situation here. Oh, and this boy, he's stuck in a situation that I know all too well. But it's a huge distraction. 3 people were shredding him.
Wait a minute, everybody was distracted by Nolan!
Oh my
Everybody
God,
was distracted by Nolan!
Nolan's decision making there. But UCSD was too focused on shredding the Booyah to help their remaining teammate, the only one helping the tower. Oh my! I don't even know what to.
That was UCSD's game. That was the. Oh.
I don't know what happened when they all went down after making that game-winning push. They were scattered and they focused on Nolan way too much there and completely left their street wide open for Kat, Vanessa, and Kim just to ride the tower and just hold on to for just long enough to get the lead. That was absolutely insane magic. I can't get over this. I'm questioning everything right now.
I'm questioning everything as well as my Pro Controller dies and I have to charge it up before we get the rest of this match going. Holy cow. And I mean, like, they had the right positions and everything, and Nolan, and it must have been called out that Nolan was on the other side, and they're afraid of Nolan going absolutely crazy and picking them all off, but the tower was too far forward at that point. They needed to focus on the area where they could stop the tower, and instead they were all in the top right area. And just...
They focused too much on something that... They didn't focus enough on the objective at the end of the day, because I totally understand getting, trying to stop that flank, trying to stop someone just ruining everything, but in hindsight, they lost sight of the objective, and K University was able to just ride that tower in a very, in a game that UCSD should have had. And now we see them 2 down here in grand finals, and we have Rainmaker Blackbelly. Blackbelly, is like a staple here, honestly. This is going to be a wild match, and we're going to have to see UCSD pull off a crazy comeback here if they want to be crowned the champions of the March Madness bracket here.
They're going to have to take a look at that closet. They're going to have to take a look at it and decide, is this what we want? Is this what the CCA March Madness bracket deserves? They could do it. From what we saw from that last game, I am a firm believer that UCSD can take these next 3 games. I mean, it's going to be... So the lineup is going to be Rainmaker Blackbelly, Clan Blitz on Malcolm Martin. I think that UCSD is a stronger Clan Blitz team.
Mm-hmm.
And then Splatzone's on Inkblot. And Splatzone's on Inkblot is going to be Frown University's home. They're home there. I know that for a fact. I've seen this team on that map mode. They're incredible at it.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be a toughie, and we're going to have to see the fights of their lives here from UCSD, and I am so looking forward to it.
Game, set, match. This is tournament point for Frown University.
Let's see how it goes, Magic. What are they rocking here? Let's take a look at these team comps and see if maybe UCSD made some changes. Maybe we're gonna see a Stingray from Kim. Interesting. We see a very similar comp from before in Splatzo and Sturgeon.
I do believe Fizzy is a Hydra main, and so I'm expecting them to just stick with it. Mm-hmm. And they do get the pop here somehow because Vanessa decides to go for an early armor. And with that early Stingray as well, the armor Stingray, they're going to try and make some moves here. But Vanessa decides to just go paint left, get control of the paint. But they're going to get sharked by Toxic here. That was a great shark from the Splash-O-Matic, and unfortunately there's 2 down on the side of UCSD, as on the other side it looks like Nolan was able to take down a bunch of people. Cat able to clean up the 3rd here, now it's just the backline left alone in the maze. And here comes K University trying to get this push to seal the deal. Weeabot coming alive.
That was such a great move by Toxic, but it's just so unfortunate that 2 went down there, so that play was just null at that point.
But here...
No, he's pushing in with the Stingray, and they got down to 23.
That's such a strong push on this map, too. I mean, of course, it's Rainmaker Blackbelly, anything can happen. We've already established that. That's just something everybody knows. That's a strong push. And that's going to be really hard for UCSD if they're not coordinated, if they're not ready to push together, and especially if they decide to take it down this right side, which Frown University is already getting so much control of. They're deciding to scrap here. The Splash-O-Matic jumps out for a little bit, and now the armor's coming out. Here comes the bomb rush as well from mid, pushing out Vanessa on this junior, not deciding to go Dynamo here, by the way. And here comes UCSD on the push, and Mizuno, this Stingray, how are they going to deal with it?
I am not sure at all. This has always been a struggle for teams like Wiggler. Wiggler Ahoy struggled with the Stingray before. And UCSD is going to struggle with the Stingray for the rest of the game as they go, once again, 3 down in a situation where K University here is going to take advantage of this and make a push. I don't know if these teams have answers for the Stingray when the Jet is able to play positioning so well here. I'm not sure how they can address
this. It's right here. It's right here. This is how they deal with it. They have to try and go for the Jet Sculpture right here as the rest of the 3 go down, but Kim is just so good at staying alive. and they're unable to collapse. Even with the armor, they're unable to break through. As Toxic's going to sit here, try and just distract and make sure that there's a good bit of pressure and a flank option for UCSD. Resetting to neutral, here comes the bomb rush.
I really like that move by Toxic. I just said there was no, like, I don't have an answer for this. But that's one answer. I think they need to just straight up pincer the Jet here. I think Toxic was doing that alone. If he had one more person with him applying that pressure, they could have shut down the Jet in one way or another. Cephalopod comes in alone here, and now we see the Stingray pop up one. A great kill by Team 06. Toxic putting on a lot of paint pressure in the slopes. And they still have the Rainmaker here.
And
here comes
the bomb rush is up again?
My goodness, what a painting machine! They still have the Rainmaker. It's been like 20 seconds. And now he's eyeing the Jet. He's distracting the Jet, but not long enough.
Wait, Toxic took out the Jet. Toxic took out the Jet. Nolan takes out 2. Unfortunately, now they're going to collapse onto the Splash-O-Matic, and Nolan is the only one left alive.
Wow, Toxic once again making some really impressive moves here, but Nolan's K-Pro play is just simply out of this world. Takes out 2, and that play is just shut down. This is another push that they can do again. And now Mukami's putting in pressure on the right slope here.
I really like the way that Toxic was positioned there. You know, like in the hills, like has options to go everywhere. Is able to put pressure on everything, especially with those burst bombs. Really nice positioning there. Now they're positioning well once again as the Stingray comes out. Cat fighting Mofugami in that elbow area. Here comes the Booyah Bomb. That's going to take out Totoro. Fizzy's trying to find some scraps left over, but barely able to pull something out of the trash. Here comes the Ink Storm. This is not looking good for UCSD unless they can find some more picks.
Exactly. They just keep having these situations where they get picked off by the Trio or the K-Pro. Then the rest of the team falls victim to the Stingray. And now we're going to see Mofugami putting up pressure again in that left half pipe. We're going to see Totorobot looking to put on some pressure here with the armor. Is unable to follow up with the try here, and now they are left with 2 down, trying to create a push.
Stingray.
We see that GG frag. 10 seconds left.
Totoro going down from the jump. It's only Mofugami left alive, and I think that he's way too far away to deal with this. And that's going to be Frown University getting their revenge on UCSD after a very hard-fought set. 3-2-0.
Wow. Frowny Face University. They have come to this tournament time and time again, and every time they put on a show. These were some simply outstanding matches from them, and I think, you know what, Magic? One takeaway I think we got from this: Stingray Jet Squelcher is king. That Stingray worked so well against these are very kind of in-your-face teams. Toxic was very up in their face, like, for half the time. Ale from Wiggler Ahoy and Char from Wiggler Ahoy, they are both very in-your-face players that like to put on a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, it was, for both teams, it was never enough to put on the right amount of pressure on the right person, being the Jet Squelcher, where that just completely shut them down. Whenever that Jet Squelcher paired up that Stingray with another special, it just completely shut them down.
It looked like they had it, especially like they must have just been so demoralized after that Mountain game that just determined the next game. Like I can see a world where they turn for just a couple of seconds and get one pick on the tower at just the right moment and clutch out that Manta game, and then this game is like K University's flustered, and all of a sudden UCSD is up 2-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about March Madness is that anything can happen.
Oh yeah, we've seen that in the NCAA bracket itself. We've seen that literally anything can happen. We're not going to talk about Purdue as fellow Purdue students. We're not going to talk about that.
We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it, but your point still stands. Anything can happen here, and the CCA is no exception to bring on some of these amazing matches.
All right, and in our contractual agreement with Frown University, we're going to be handing them all $10 once again for competing and for showing up and supporting these events as they usually do, putting on a great show. Yeah, that's going to be it for us. F in the chat for all the broken brackets, especially including the ones that we ourselves had for this bracket. Thank you all so much for watching.
Thank you all for coming out today. We had seen some really great teams here, and knowing that a lot of you are still watching these teams coming out, it really means a lot. And we hope to see you all in the next CCA event.
Mizuno, where can they find you? Where can the good people find you?
Oh, the people. You all can find me on Twitter, MIZU_N0. A little complicated, but that's how it do be sometimes. I'm also on Twitch under the same handle. I sometimes stream when I'm not drowning in exams. Where can the people find you, Magic?
I mean, if they don't already at this point, they probably don't care. And I'm losing followers every day because I'm not even streaming on Twitch anymore, but we're not going to talk about it. Thank you so much to the staff behind the scenes, especially EJ, who has been a huge help with graphics and everything, especially Kira and Adam and DRF for running the ship behind the curtains, making sure the tournament's going well, making sure the Battle 5's running, making sure announcements get sent out, making sure everything gets done on time. I really want to thank them for that, because without them, this show would not go on.
Thank you all. We really appreciate it. Thank you all so much. From the bottom of our hearts.
So with that, I believe there are some other tournament streams going on at the moment. If I'm not mistaken, there is the SICC tournament going on right now?
Or I think Squid's Out of Water is today, but I don't know if they're still happening.
I'm going to send everybody over to SAC because we got some familiar faces and friends there. Again, thank you all so much for watching. We're going to tune out for now. Keep your eyes peeled because we've got some big events coming up for the next couple of months. So stay tuned.